I plunged the knife into his thigh first, twisting it just enough to make him scream like the pig he was. His blood hot and sticky on my hands as I whispered, "This is for the 5 years you stole from me. You son of a bitch." But it wasn't rage that broke me that night. It was the goddamn flowers. Wilted and pathetic. Handed to me by a kid who couldn't have been more than 8. His eyes wide with the kind of fear that sticks to your soul. "Mister, she said to tell you it's never too late to forgive," the boy stammered. And that's when the tears came. Not from pain, but from the cruel joke of it all. Forgiveness from the woman who'd framed me for murder and watched me rot in Sing Sing. The rain-slicked streets of Brooklyn smelled like wet asphalt and regret that November evening in 2025. The kind of chill that seeps into your bones and reminds you life's just a series of bad bets piling up. I'd been out for 3 months. Paroled early for good behavior, though the guards knew better. Good behavior meant keeping my mouth shut about the shank I'd hidden in my mattress, dreaming of the day I'd carve my name into the man who put me there. My name's Jack Harlan, 35 going on dead inside. A former Wall Street drone turned convicted killer. All because of her. Emily. My wife of 7 years. The one with the laugh like summer thunder and eyes that could talk you into selling your soul for a smile. I was heading to the corner bodega for a 6-pack and smokes, the neon sign flickering like a dying heartbeat against the gray dusk. That's when I saw him, the kid, huddled under the awning, clutching a bouquet of half-dead daisies wrapped in crinkled cellophane. He looked up at me with those big, brown eyes, the ones that scream, "I'm just a pawn in some adult's fucked-up game," and held them out like an offering to a god he didn't believe in. "Mister, these are for you," he said, voice cracking like thin ice. His hands trembled, dirt under his nails from whatever street he'd crawled out of. I fished a crumpled 5 from my pocket, figuring it was some scam. But the flowers were real enough, petals browning at the edges, stems limp from the cold. "Who's paying for the change?" I grunted, not in the mood for games. Parole had me jumpy. Every shadow a cop. Every glance a setup. He swallowed hard, glancing over his shoulder like the devil himself might appear.
She said.
"She said to tell you it's from Emily. And that you're still the only one she ever loved." The world tilted. Emily. The name hit like a sucker punch to the gut, doubling me over right there on the sidewalk. I grabbed the bodega counter to steady myself, the metal edge biting into my palm. But it was nothing compared to the ache ripping through my chest. 5 years. 5 goddamn years in a 6x8 cell, breathing recycled air thick with sweat and despair. All because she swore on a stack of Bibles that I was the one who pulled the trigger on her lover. Tommy Reyes, the slick real estate developer who'd been bleeding our savings dry in some Ponzi scheme. She'd testified, tears streaming down her perfect face, painting me as the jealous husband gone postal. The jury ate it up. Blue-collar guy from Queens loses it over a cheating wife. Guilty on all counts. But I didn't do it. Tommy was her mess, her side hustle, her escape from the boring life she'd married into. I'd covered for her once, years back, when she botched a hit on a rival broker, thought it was an accident, a misunderstanding with a silenced pistol. I took the heat then, pled it down to manslaughter, did 18 months. Loyalty, they call it. Stupidity, I learned. Now this, flowers, from her? The boy shifted uncomfortably, rain dripping from his hood onto the flowers I'd dropped in the puddle at my feet. She gave me $20. Said if I didn't deliver, she'd make sure my mom lost her job at the diner. I straightened up, wiping my face with a sleeve that smelled like cheap detergent and prison soap. The tears were coming now, hot and unbidden, blurring the kid's face into a watercolor smear. Where is she?
Kid?
Where's Emily now? He shrugged, small shoulders hunching against the lie he was about to tell, or maybe the truth, which could be worse. Some fancy place uptown.
Said you'd know.
The one with the view of the park. The plaza. Our old spot. Back when we were kids playing at being adults in the city that chews you up and spits out the bones. I peeled off another 10, pressed it into his palm. Go home. Forget you saw me. He bolted like a rabbit, vanishing into the alley's maw. I stood there, soaked to the skin, staring at the mangled daisies floating in the gutter. Forgiveness? After what she did. The laughter bubbled up first, bitter and choking, mixing with the sobs until I couldn't tell one from the other. Passers-by gave me wide berth. Just another crazy vet unraveling on the stoop, though I wasn't a vet. Just a man who'd lost everything to a woman's whim. That night, in my one-room flop above a laundromat that reeked of bleach and broken dreams, I pulled out the shoebox from under the bed. Parole officer said no weapons.
No gracias.
Start fresh. Bullshit. Inside, a .38 snub nose. Bought off a junkie for $50 and a promise of silence. A burner phone with one number saved, Rico. My old cellmate. The guy who'd teach you how to shank a man with a toothbrush if you asked nice. And a Polaroid of Emily, smiling like she owned the world. Tommy's arm slung casual around her waist. I lit a cigarette, watched the smoke curl toward the cracked ceiling, and made the call. Rico. It's Jack. I need a favor. Yeah. The bitch is back in play. His laugh was gravel and goodwill. Knew you'd ring.
Hermano.
What's the move? Quiet or loud? I thought of the flowers, the kid's eyes, the way Emily's voice echoed in my head like a ghost taunting from the grave. Start quiet. I want her to feel it coming. The next morning, I hit the streets, the city unfolding like a bad hand of poker, skyscrapers stabbing the sky, horns blaring like accusations, the Hudson River sluggish and indifferent to the blood it had swallowed over the centuries. New York in 2025 was meaner than ever, drones buzzing overhead for Amazon Prime deliveries. Facial rec cams on every corner courtesy of the NYPD's safety initiative, and billionaires bunkering in bunkers while the rest of us fought over scraps. I'd been a mid-level accountant once, crunching numbers for a hedge fund that preyed on the elderly. But prison strips you bare, leaves you with nothing but time to plot. First stop, the library on Flatbush. Not for books, but for the public terminals. No trace Wi-Fi, or so they claimed. I logged into an old dark web forum, the kind where ex-cons trade tips on vanishing acts and vice versa. Emily had gone high after the trial, testified in designer suits, lawyered up by Tommy's slush fund. But Tommy was dead. Bullet in his skull from a .22 she'd found in our closet. Cops never tested the residue on her hands. The DA wanted a quick win. And I was the easy mark. A quick search pulled up crumbs. Emily Hargrove now. Maiden name dusted off like yesterday's regret. Social media scrubbed clean. But LinkedIn betrayed her. VP at a boutique firm in Midtown, specializing in ethical investments. Ethical. The word made me snort. Last post, a gala pic. Her in red silk, arm linked with some silver fox in a tux. Senator?
No. Vers Otad Mughal.
The kind who codes algorithms to bankrupt unions. I printed the address. folded it into my pocket next to the revolver's weight. Lunch was a hot dog from a cart, mustard sharp on my tongue, the vendor eyeing my ink, tribal swirls from the yard, marking me as property once. "Rough night, Chief," he asked, not really caring. "Rough life," I muttered, tipping him a quarter. Irony. My old friend. By afternoon, I was on the subway, rattling uptown like a vein pulsing toward the heart. The plaza loomed, doormen in crisp uniforms sneering at my scuffed boots. I couldn't go in guns blazing, not yet. Instead, I slipped into the park across the way, Central Park's leaf-strewn paths a mockery of peace. Benched under a sycamore, I watched the lobby through binoculars swiped from a pawn shop. There she was, stepping out at 4:15 sharp, heels clicking like gunfire on marble, hair swept back in that effortless wave she'd always had. She looked good. Too good. No lines of guilt, no shadows under those eyes. Just poise and power, hailing a cab with a wave that said the world bent for her. The cab pulled away, and I followed on foot to the subway, then trailed her train to the office tower on 57th. From a coffee shop across the street, black,
No sugar.
like my soul, I staked her out. Calls on her cell, laughter tinkling through the glass. Meetings with suits who nodded like puppies. At 7 p.m., she emerged, linking arms with a younger guy, blonde and preppy, the kind who'd summer in the Hamptons. They ducked into a bistro, all exposed brick and overpriced wine. I waited in the shadows, nursing a flask of bourbon swiped from the corner store. When they stumbled out, tipsy and tangled, I tailed them to her building, a sleek condo high-rise with a doorman who barely glanced at the delivery guys I'd thrown together. Ball cap, clipboard, a box of documents from her firm. Up the elevator, heart hammering like a jackhammer. Floor 22, apartment 2204. The lock was a deadbolt. Child's Play with the Pix Rico had mailed me. Inside, it smelled like her, jasmine and vanilla, the perfume that used to drive me wild. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the glittering skyline, a far cry from our old walk-up in Queens. I didn't touch a thing. Just left the flowers on her kitchen island, the same wilted daisies, now muddied from the rain. A note in block letters: forgiveness is a two-way street.
See you soon. G.
Slipping out, the elevator dinged like a countdown. Back on the street, the city hummed oblivious. Taxis splashing puddles. A street preacher ranting about end times. My phone buzzed Rico. Got the prelims. She's clean on paper. But dig deeper? That firm's laundering for cartels. Tommy was the middleman.
Cartels. Jesus.
The pieces clicked. Tommy's investments, the sudden cash infusions. Emily's sudden taste for luxury. I'd thought it was affairs and greed. But this was blood money. Rivers of it flowing from south of the border to Manhattan vaults. I laughed again. The sound hollow in the night. Revenge wasn't just personal anymore. It was biblical. That night, back in Brooklyn, sleep came fitful. Dreams of Tommy's brains on the carpet. Emily's finger on the trigger. My hands cuffed while she mouthed, "I love you," from the gallery. Woke at dawn to a text from an unknown number. Nice touch with the flowers. Miss me?
Eh.
She knew.
Of course she did.
The game was on. The text burned in my pocket like a live coal as I shoveled down eggs at a diner on Atlantic Avenue. The kind of place where the coffee's strong enough to strip paint and the waitress calls you hon without meaning it. Brooklyn mornings in late fall have that bite, crisp air laced with exhaust from the BQE, leaves crunching underfoot like brittle bones. I was Jack Harlan again. Not inmate 74892. But the freedom felt like a leash, not a release. Parole meant check-ins, curfews, a job flipping burgers if I was lucky. But luck had fucked me sideways once. I wasn't betting on it now. Emily's message looped in my head. Nice touch. Miss me? Taunting. Like she was the cat, and I the mouse. Even after everything. I typed back on the burner. More than you know. Dinner tonight? Old times sake. Send it before I could second guess. Then smash the phone under my boot heel. One down. A dozen more where that came from. Rico met me at the docks by noon, the East River slapping against pilings like an impatient lover. He was a big Dominican, tats crawling up his neck like vines claiming a ruin, eyes sharp as switchblades. We'd bonded in the yard over shared hates, cops, snitches, the system that chews Latinos and whites alike. Jackie boy, he boomed, clapping my shoulder hard enough to rattle teeth. You look like shit warmed over. Feel worse, I admitted, lighting up. We walked the pier, gulls wheeling overhead, the Statue of Liberty mocking from afar, a gift from foreigners. Now a tourist trap for selfies. He handed over a manila envelope, thick as a guilty conscience. Emily's file.
Deep dive.
Tommy? He wasn't just screwing her, he was running product for the Sinaloa ghosts. Cocaine cut with fentanyl, flooding the Bronx. Emily handled the books, funneled dirty money into legit real estate flips. That murder? Cover for a deal gone south. Tommy crossed the wrong lieutenant.
Got popped.
She pinned it on you to tie off loose ends. I flipped through photos. Emily at a yacht club. Champagne flute in hand. Flanked by cartel suits and guayaberas. Bank statements with offshore accounts I'd never heard of. A grainy shot of her and Tommy in a motel. Not passion, but plotting. Laptops open to wire transfers. Why me? The question hung. Rhetorical as hell. I'd always been the fall guy, fixed her DUIs in college, bailed her out of bar fights, even laundered a few grand through my firm when we were broke newlyweds. Love. They call it. Blindness. Rico shrugged, spitting into the water. You were clean. No priors then. Perfect Patsy.
Plus.
She loved you, sick way of keeping you close. Maybe. Or just cowardice.
Loved.
Past tense. The word twisted like the knife I'd fantasized about. What's her play now? That tech guy.
Victor Lang.
Silicon Valley transplant. Apps for everything from crypto laundering to AI hitmen. Word is, he's her new Tommy, bigger fish. Deeper hooks. They're tight. Gala last week? Sealed with a kiss and a contract. I nodded, folding the envelope away. I need eyes inside. And wheels. He grinned, tossing keys to a beat-up Chevy Impala. Plates from Jersey. Gassed and ghosted. As for eyes. My niece, Sophia. Bartends at that bistro you tailed to. She owes me. Sophia was fire, 22. Curves that stopped traffic. Attitude like a lit fuse. Met her that evening at the bar. El Toro. All dim lights and salsa beats masking the desperation. She poured me a tequila neat. Eyes scanning like radar. Uncle Rico says your family. What's the ask? Info on Emily Hargrove. And her boyfriend, Victor. She leaned in, breath spicy with cumin. The Ice Queen comes in twice a week, whispers in corners. Victor's all hands, but she runs the show. Last night, they argued something about a leak in Mexico. She shut him down cold.
A leak. Cartel talk.
You hear more? Depends. Cash or favor. I slid 100 across the bar. Both. She pocketed it.
Smirking.
Favor later.
But yeah.
She's scared. Victor's pushing expansion. Fentanyl pipelines up the I-95. She's in deep, but cracking. Mentioned a ghost from the past once. Laughed it off. You? Maybe. I sipped. The burns steadying me. Keepers open.
Call if she slips.
Night fell heavy. The city a beast stirring. I drove the Impala through Queens, past our old brownstone, sold off to pay legal fees. Now some hipster's Airbnb, with fairy lights in the yard. Stopped at a payphone. Called my sister, Lena, the only blood left who hadn't ridden me off. Jack, Jesus. It's been weeks. Her voice crackled, warm but wary, from her place in Astoria. Missed you too. How's the kid? Ben's good. Asks about Uncle Jack. You coming for Thanksgiving? The kid. My nephew. 7 now. Born while I was inside. Never held him.
Yeah.
Bring pie. We talked banalities. Her nursing gig. The husband's promotion, until I couldn't hold it. Lena. Emily. She's reaching out. Silence. Then a hiss. Don't. She's poison. Jack. That trial. God. The things she said. I know. But I need to end it right. End it? Or start a war? She sighed. The sound of a sister who'd buried hope. Just come home first. Ben drew you a picture. Hanging up. The receiver slick in my hand.
Ben.
Innocent eyes like the flower boy. I couldn't drag them into this. But the pull was their family. The one thing prison couldn't steal. Back in the flop. I pored over the file by flashlight. Saving juice. Tommy's autopsy. Single shot. Close range.
No struggle.
Emily's prints nowhere. But her alibi?
Me.
Passed out drunk. She dosed my whiskey that night. Claimed lover's quarrel. Woke to sirens. Her screaming my name. A new photo slipped out. Emily. Pregnant? Early term. Time-stamped post-trial. Miscarriage records followed. Stress. The doc said. Who's? Victor's?
Mine?
The math didn't add. I'd been inside 9 months when it happened. Doubt wormed in. A serpent in Eden. Had she framed me to protect something bigger? Our kid?
No.
Lies upon lies. The burner buzzed Sophia. They're at the bar now. Private booth. She's crying. I was there in 20. Slipping in the service door. Apron borrowed from a busboy for $20. Peeked through the kitchen pass. Emily. Head in hands. Victor pacing. Voice low thunder. You think he'll stay quiet? That parole's a ticking bomb.
Eminencia.
He loved me once. Still does. Her words. Muffled but clear. The flowers. It's him.
Loved.
Again. Victor slammed the table. Then we end it. Like Tommy, she looked up, eyes red-rimmed.
No.
Not yet. I backed out. Heart pounding. The chef yelling about orders. Outside. Rain again. washing the city clean, or so it pretends. Drove to a motel in Jersey. Paid cash. Stared at the ceiling till dawn. Plans coalesced. Get close. Twist the knife slow. Make her beg for the forgiveness she peddled to kids. But as sleep claimed me, her face in that booth haunted, vulnerable, almost human. Was this revenge? Or just another betrayal of myself? Jersey motels in 2025 are time capsules of despair, thin walls echoing neighbors' fights, neon vacancy signs buzzing like angry hornets. The turnpikes roar, a constant reminder you're one wrong turn from oblivion. I checked out at first light. The clerk, a Pakistani guy with kind eyes, slipping me an extra coffee on the house. Brother. Small mercies in a world that hoards them. Back in the city, the Impala blended into traffic, a ghost among the Ubers and Waymos. Sophia's text came mid-bridge. Booth talk escalated. Victor's calling in muscle, Colombian types. Emily shut it down. Said she'd handle the ex personally. Watch your back. Handle me. The phrase stuck. Bitter as black coffee. I ditched the car in a garage off Delancey. Paid a street kid 10 to watch it. Then hoofed it to a Army-Navy surplus on Essex. Cash for a burner knife, spring-loaded. Illegal as hell but whisper quiet. And a hoodie to hide the prison pallor. Lunch was falafel from a truck. Chickpeas spicy enough to wake the dead. Ate standing. Watching Hasidim hustle by. Their world untouched by my chaos.
Faith.
They had.
Me?
Just fury. Honed sharp over years of lockdown. The invitation arrived that afternoon. Slipped under the flop's door like a serpent's tongue. Cream envelope. Embossed with her firm's logo, Hargrove Investments. Building tomorrow's trust.
Inside.
A card. Jack, let's talk. 8 p.m. The Oak Room.
Come alone.
No games. The Oak Room. Midtown Steakhouse. Old money haunt where deals are sealed in cigar smoke and aged scotch. We'd gone once. Early days. Her in a slip dress. Me in a borrowed tie. Pretending we belonged.
Now?
It was a trap wrapped in nostalgia. I showered. The water scalding. Scrubbing away the grime, but not the ink. Dressed in chinos and a button-down from the thrift, wrinkled but clean, tucked the .38 in my waistband.
Kniefe in Boot.
Mirror lied. I looked almost civilized. Eyes accepted. They were storm clouds. Brewing. Subway uptown. Rush hour crush of bodies and perfumes. A pickpocket's dream. Emerged at Rockefeller Center. The Christmas tree half up. Lights twinkling premature against the dusk. The Oak Room squatted in the plaza shadow. Brass doors gleaming. A valet eyeing my walk like I was the help.
Inside.
It was velvet and walnut. Low murmurs over clinking crystal. The maitre d', French accent thick as fondue, led me to a corner booth. Curtains half drawn for privacy. Empty. I slid in. Back to the wall. Scanning. Suits nursing Manhattans. A celeb I half recognized from TikTok scandals. She arrived at 8:05. Fashionably late. Turning heads in a black sheath that hugged like sin. Hair loose. Diamonds at her throat. Tommy's? Victor's. Makeup flawless. Masking the booth tears. She slid in opposite.
No smile.
Just that appraising look. Like I was a stock she'd shorted. Jack. My name on her lips. Soft as silk noose. You clean up nice. Parole perk. You look expensive. A waiter materialized. Scotch for me. Gin for her. She waved him off. Straight talk. The flowers were a mistake. Childish. Like framing your husband for murder? I leaned in, voice low. The booth cocooning our poison. Her eyes flickered. Guilt? Calculation? I did what I had to.
Tommy.
It was messy. You were safe. Safe? 5 years. Emily. Fights in the yard. Nights wondering if I'd see dawn. For your mess. She sipped. Throat working. I'm a-scarried because of it. Stress. They said. Our baby.
Jack.
Gone.
Our.
The word landed like shrapnel. I'd never known. Rage warred with something softer. Treacherous. Bullshit. You moved on quick. Victor now. Victor's business. Protection. She reached across. Fingers brushing mine, electric. Unwanted. I can fix it. Money. A new start. West Coast. Clean slate. I pulled back. The touch burning.
Fix?
Like you fixed Tommy? Her face hardened. The ice queen emerging. Tommy was greedy. Cross lines.
You.
You were loyal. Always. Loyal. The trap snapped. That's why the kid? Testing if I'd bite. She laughed. Brittle.
No.
A Hail Mary. Thought it'd soften you.
Pause.
Eyes searching. It did. I see it. The scotch hit hard. Blurring edges. Up close. She was the same, freckles faint under powder. Scar on her lip from a bike crash in '09. Love flickered. Damn it. Amidst the hate. But then Victor appeared. Looming at the booth's edge. Blonde hair slicked. Smile shark-wide. Darling. Who's this? Old friend, she said smooth, but her hand tensed under the table. Victor slid in beside her, thigh pressing hers possessive. Jack Harlan. The ghost. Heard the stories. Tough break. His eyes were dead. Appraiser's gaze pricing my threat. Handshake firm. Grip warning. Emily's mentioned. Bartender.
Right?
No. Wait, killer. Paroled. I corrected. Smile tight. Victor's into apps? Helpful in a pinch. He chuckled. Ordering bourbon neat. Talk turned banal, stocks. The market dipped from the China tariffs, but undercurrents pulled, his hand on her knee. Her glance my way. Loaded. Then. Casual. Heard you're job hunting. My firm's hiring. Security consultant. Pays well. Security. Code for muscle. Watchdog for their dirty laundry. Tempting. But I work alone. Emily's foot nudged mine under the table. Signal? Plea? Victor's laugh boomed. Everyone works for someone. Harlan. Even ghosts. The meal dragged. Ribeye for him. Salad for her. My steak ashen mouth. Lies layered like the sides. Her ethical, fund saving rainforests while funding poppy fields. His AI revolutionizing justice. Drones for border patrols. Cartel friendly. I played along. The .3 ate a cold comfort against my spine. Dessert brought the pitch. Join us, Victor said. Mint in teeth. Emily needs stability. Family. Family. The word twisted. She nodded. Eyes pleading. For old times. I stood. Tossing napkin. Think on it. Nice seeing you vertical.
Eminencia.
Outside. The night air slapped sense back. Trap confirmed. Recruit or eliminate. Sophia waited in the shadows. Cigarette glowing. Saw you leave. He's got goons outside, too. Black SUV. We melted into the crowd. Her arm linked mine casual. What's the read? She's playing both. Wants you leashed. Back in Brooklyn. The flop felt smaller. Walls closing. I called Rico. Dinner recon done. Victor's the key. Dig on him. Already. Man sturdier than a subway rat. Sex tapes. Bribes to senators. And Jack, Emily's name on half. Sleep evaded. Mind replaying her touch. Her, our baby. Was it truth? Leverage? Dawn found me pacing. The city waking to another grind. A knock. Parole officer. Routine check. Looking sharp. Harlan. Job yet.
Interviews. I lied.
Door clicking shut behind him. Alone. I pulled the Polaroid.
Liamach.
Watched her smile curl black. But the ashes whispered doubt. Revenge or redemption. The line blurred. And I hated her for it. The days blurred into a haze of surveillance and spite. New York's relentless pulse syncing with my own erratic heartbeat. By Wednesday, Rico's second drop arrived via Dead Drop, a gym locker in Coney Boardwalk. The boardwalk's salt air thick with fried dough and faded glory. Inside, USB drive. Encrypted. And a note. Victor's weak spot. Ex-wife.
LA.
Spilling beans. Call her. Careful.
Federales sniffing. Federales. Feds. Great.
The cartel's shadow meant DEA tails. Maybe even Homeland sniffing for terror ties. I holed up in a cyber cafe in Williamsburg. Hipsters typing manifestos around me. The USB plugging into a borrowed rig. Files unpacked. Emails. Victor to Emily. Coded lingo. Snow shipments delayed. Pivot to east. Bank logs routing millions through shell core in Delaware. A video thumbnail. Grainy. A warehouse in Red Hook. Pallets stamped with fruit logos hiding white powder. And the ex. Carla Lang. Bitter as aged vinegar. Number scribbled. Cali area code. I called from a booth. Ocean roar in background masking nerves. Lang, she snapped. Voice chain smoker rough. Carla? Jack Harlan. Mutual. Acquaintance. Victor.
Pause.
Then a bark laugh. The zombie husband? Emily's patsy?
What?
He send you to threaten.
No. Digging.
For me. Another pause. Weighing. He's a prick. Cheated with anything breathing. Then framed me for his tax dodge when divorce hit. Lost the house. Kids hate him. What's your angle?
Same.
Betrayal. I fed her crumbs. She gorged. Victor's into heavy shit. Fentanyl? Cartels?
Worse.
He's got a side gig, AI for hits. Drones. Facial rec to tag rivals. Tested on migrants at the border. Emily? She's the brains. Launders it pretty. They met at a Davos knockoff. Bonded over screwing the poor. Davos. Elite circle jerk for the apocalypse. Proof. Emails I hacked. Sending zip file. But watch, he's paranoid. Bugs, everything. The file hit my inbox on a throwaway. PDFs of contracts. Victor's SIG next to Sinaloa reps. Emily's addendums for risk mitigation. One line chilled. Contingency for loose ends. Hargrove ex-husband. Neutralize if active.
Neutralize. Me.
The booth glass fogged with breath. Outside. A busker strummed Dylan. The times they are a-changin', irony thick. Back at the flop. Paranoia bloomed. Swept for bugs, found none. But sleep was a luxury. Instead, I planned. Hit Victor's Achilles. The ex-wife's intel gold. But Emily. She texted the new burner. Missed you last night. Come over. Alone. Temptation. Serpent sweet. I replied. Your place? Bold. Need to explain. 10 p.m. The condo again. Night cloaking the high-rise like a thief's cape. Doorman waved me up. Bribed? Comped. Elevator humming ascent. Door ajar. Jazz low from speakers. Miles Davis.
Our song.
She waited in silk robe. Wine glass crimson. Apartment dim with candles. Jack. No ice. Just hunger in her eyes. Explanation time? I stayed by the door. Hand near boot. She poured. Handed me a glass, tested first. Habit from yard.
Seat.
Please. We did. Couch sagging under ghosts. Words tumbled. The miscarriage. Real. Our child lost to grief, she claimed, was mutual. I panicked.
Jack.
Tommy's mess. The cartel wanted blood. You were collateral, but I hoped you'd beat it. Come back stronger. Lies, I whispered, but soft. The wine loosening resolve. Her hand on my knee. Climbing. Truth now. Victor's poison. I'm out, but he won't let go. Help me.
Help.
The reversal dizzied. Kiss came then, desperate, tasting of salt and betrayal. Clothes shed like skins, bodies remembering rhythms long dormant. After, tangled sheets, her head on my chest. I never stopped loving you, doubt screamed, but flesh quieted it. Morning light pierced blinds, she slept peaceful. I slipped out, knife untouched, guilt heavier than the .38. Rico at noon. Boardwalk again. You hit it? Smell like her perfume. Recon, I growled. She's flipping. Says Victor's the target. He snorted. Classic. Divide and conquer. But the files?
Solid.
We hit his server farm in Jersey tomorrow. Wipe the slate. Server farm. Victor's Empire Nerve Center. Guarded but greedy staff. Sophia scouted. Night shift skeleton crew. One guard. Lazy. Plan gelled. Me inside.
Rico Wellman.
Sophia distraction.
Dusk raid.
Impala purring to the industrial park. Chain-link fences rattling in wind. Sophia flirted at the gate. Laugh like bells. Guard folded. Eyes on cleavage. Inside. Humming servers. Blue glow bathing racks. I jacked the USB. Worm from Rico's hack buddy. Devouring data. Alarm silent. But footsteps echoed. Security patrol. Early. Duck behind stacks. Breath held. He passed. Radio crackling. Exhale. Extract. Drive out. Sophia shotgun. Rico whooping. Burned it clean. Motel that night. Files decrypting on laptop. Goldmine. Victor's ledger.
Emily escut million.
But a folder. Contingencies. My face. Mugshot. Notes. Monitor. Leverage via sister/Lena. Lena.
Ben.
Fury ignited. They'd touched family. Phone to Emily. We need to talk.
Now.
Her reply, Victor knows. Coming to you. Stormed the condo.
Door kicked in empty.
Struggle signs. Overturned lamp. Blood smear on carpet. Her robe.
Torn.
Note pinned. Loose ends tie. Panic clawed. Called Lena, voicemail. Rico. SUV sighted near Astoria. Impala flew bridges. Heart in throat. Astoria streets narrow. Greek bakery shuttered. Her row house. Lights on. Ben's bike chained. Burst in, Victor. Suit rumpled. Gun to Lena's head. Ben wide-eyed in corner. Emily bound to chair. Gag bloodied. Harlan, Victor smirked. .45 steady. Family reunion. The kitchen light buzzed harsh, casting long shadows that danced like demons on the linoleum. Lena's pride. Floral pattern from a flea market find, now stained with the coffee spill from Victor's boot. Ben whimpered from his perch on the stool, clutching a stuffed bear matted from too many washes. His eyes, God. Those eyes, mirrors of the flower boy's terror. Lena, my rock, cheek bruised, blooming purple, stared defiance at the muzzle kissing her temple. Emily, ropes biting wrists, sobbed muffled pleas around the rag.
Victor lang.
Tech god in rumpled Armani. Looked almost comical, blonde locks askew. Tie askew like a noose half-tied. But the .45 was real. Nickel gleam catching the bulb's glare. Sit. Harlan.
Slowly.
We're negotiating. I eased into the breakfast nook. Hands visible. Mind racing scenarios. Dive left. Boot knife to thigh. Wait for Rico's backup. Minutes out.
But Ben.
One twitch. And childhood's ended. Victor, Emily choked. Voice nasal from the gag. Let them go. It's me you want. He backhanded her casual. Head snapping. Fresh red on lip. Shut it.
Eminencia.
Your mouth's what got us here. Lena spat. You touch my boy. I'll gut you. Brave. My sister. Nurse through chemo scares. Raised Ben solo after her ex bailed. Now this. Victor ignored. Eyes on me. You torched my servers.
Bold.
Stupid. But I back up off-site, Cloud's a bitch.
Now.
Options you walk. Family dies slow. Or join proper. Full partner.
Emily's mine. But you.
Useful muscle.
Partner.
In hell's boardroom. And if I say fuck you, he thumbed the hammer. Click echoing.
Benialt.
Then I paint the fridge with Andy. Start with the kid for fun. Emily thrashed. Chair scraping. I lunged, calculated, tackling low. Shoulder to knee. Gun barked. Bullet chewing plaster inches from Lena's ear. Chaos erupted. Lena elbowed free. Grabbing Ben. Scrambling for the hall. Victor kicked. Shoe to ribs, cracking air from lungs. But I rolled.
Boot knife flashing.
Slicing calf deep. He howled. Staggering. .45 skittering under table. Emily's bonds loosened in scuffle. I nicked them entering. She yanked free. Lunging for Victor. Nails raking face. Bastard. Rico burst then.
Door splintering.
Shotgun leveled, boom. Victor's shoulder blooming red. Spinning him into cabinets. Dishes shattered. Porcelain rain. Jack. Lena screamed. Ben buried in her arms. Door slamming behind. Victor slumped. Gurgling. eyes wild.
You.
Don't know.
Cartel.
They'll.
Rico bumped.
Shell chambering. Shut it. Pendejo. Wait, Emily gasped, kneeling by him. Hands pressing wound. He's leverage. Leverage. Again. I hauled her up.
Rough.
No more games.
Eminência.
Sirens wailed distant. Neighbor call. Inevitable. Rico zip-tied Victor, dragging him to basement. Clean this. Lena upstairs. Ben sedated with her pills. Shock deep. I followed Emily down concrete steps to the laundry nook. Victor slumped against washer.
Rico guarding.
Talk, I growled. All of it. Victor coughed blood, smirking through pain.
She.
Played you. Always. Baby, not yours. Tommy's. Miscarriage?
Lie.
Adopted out. Black market. Cash for silence. Emily paled, shaking head. Lies. Jack. He's. Check the files, Victor wheezed. Server 2. Password. Betrayal.
Rico nodded.
Burner laptop out. Hacking live. Minutes ticked. Sirens closer. Screen lit. Adoption papers. Forged. Emily's SIG. Baby girl to a couple in Vancouver. Timestamp. Post-trial. Our daughter, she whispered. Crumbling. I protected her. From this life. Protected. By selling? Rage boiled. Fist to wall. Knuckles splitting. You birthed my kid, our kid, and pawned her? Tommy's, Victor interjected.
Leffing wet.
DNA don't lie. Emily sobbed. Doesn't matter. She's safe. Victor found out. Wanted her as leverage. Against me. Twist upon twist.
Gordian uittuitening.
Sirens swelled. Blocks away.
Rico. Go. Take him.
Dump in the river. Waited.
No.
Emily clawed. Feds need him. Immunity. Victor's eyes bulged. Traitor bitch. Rico hauled him up. Pistol whipped quiet.
Basement door shut.
Impala engine fading. Upstairs.
Lina ruikt Ben.
Tears silent. Go.
Jack.
We'll say break in. I hugged her fierce. Ben's hair soft under palm. First touch. Love you. Both. Emily followed me out back alley. Night swallowing us. Where now? Alone. I shoved her against fence.
Kisbrotel.
Then push. You stay gone. Or next time, no mercy. She nodded. Broken. Find her. The girl. For me. I drove. Sirens parting like Red Sea. Rico's text. Package delivered. Clean splash. Dawn over the Whitestone. River leaden.
Daughter.
The word anchored. Shifted the axis. Revenge fractured Victor down. But Emily?
Gray.
Not black. Called Carla. More dirt.
Urgent.
She laughed. Knew you'd ring. Sending flight deets. Vancouver's cold. Harlan. Bring a coat. Plane ticket booked. Cash from a fence, stolen Rolex. Victor's. Airport security eyed tats. But boarding pass cleared. Skyward. City shrinking. Doubt gnawing. Emily texted. Forgive. Deleted. Unread. But the flower's echo lingered. Wilted. But rooted. Vancouver in December hits different. Rain perpetual. Mist cloaking the mountains like secrets half told. The air crisp with pine and Pacific salt. No neon assault. Just quiet menace. Streets lined with coffee shops hawking out lattes to tech exiles. I landed at YVR. Fake ID smooth, Rico's forger. Tom Riley, Midwestern bland, rental a Subaru. Unremarkable as oatmeal. Carla's file burned in my duffel, adoption agency. Pacific Hearts, a front for high-end placements. The couple, DR. Elias Grant, pediatrician, and wife Nora, gallery owner. Address in Kitsilano. Beachfront views mocking my inland rot. Photo attached. Baby girl. 6 months then. Chubby cheeks. Eyes mine? Tommy's? Emily's lies layered. But the pull was visceral. Blood calling. First night. Motel off Granville. Neon no vacancy for neighbors. Beds sagging under jet lag. Dreamt of Ben. The flower boy. Faces blurring into a daughter's phantom. Woke sweating. 0.38 under pillow. Knife habit. Agency next morning. Glass facade screaming legitimacy. Receptionist. Perky in ponytail. Adoptions closed. Record sealed. Sealed for who? I leaned. Charm veneer over steel. I'm family. Distant uncle. Just a peek. She stiffened. Policy shield. Court order only. Bribe failed. Canadians polite. But firm. Left. Circled block. Noted security cams. Back exit to alley. Night plan. Break-in. Digital hunt. But Carla called. Skip it. I hacked their cloud. Old intern access. Sending cords. Grant home. Tomorrow's school run. Girls Lily now. 5. Almost 6. Lily. Name suited. Fragile bloom. Subaru to kits. Beachfront crawled, Volvo and drive. Swing set rusted. Nora Grant gardening. Gloves muddy. Face lined with quiet joy.
Weiter till 3 p.m.
School bell echo. Elias pulled up first. Sedan spitting a girl, backpack bouncing. Pigtails dark. Laugh tinkling as she hugged Dad. Then it hit. The eyes.
Mine.
Stormy gray. Cutting through the mist. Heart seized. Pulled over. Binoculars trembling. Lily skipped inside. Unaware. World intact. Drove away.
God körning. Confront. Kidnap.
Absurd. Emily's plea echoed. Find her. For me. But for us? The fracture widened. Rico checked in. Feds circling Victor's splash site. Body gone. But heat. Emily vanished. Burner off grid.
Good.
Or bad. Ambiguity.
The bitch.
Night fell. Pub crawl for intel. Locals loose on IPAs.
Barkeep. Excop. Rens. Solid.
Adopted after Nora's cancer scare. Kids their miracle. Miracle bought with Emily's desperation.
Drang till blur.
Stumbled to motel. Voicemail from Lena. Ben's asking. We're okay. Love you.
Love.
Currency I'd bankrupted. Dawn decision. Approach soft. Park near school next day. Coffee in hand. Watching pickup. Nora arrived. Scarf fluttering. Lily bounding out. Artwork clutched. I stepped forward. Casual.
Mang?
Quick question, your Volvo? Mine's acting up. Jump. She eyed wary. Stranger danger etched deep. Sorry. We're late. Lily peeked. Curious. Mommy. He looks sad. Nora softened fraction. Batteries in the trunk. But. Thanks. Crouched to Lily's level. Smile strained. Nice drawing. What's it? Whale. She beamed. Thrusting paper, blue scribbles. Ocean vast. From the aquarium.
Cool.
I like whales. Big and free. Elias pulled up then. Horn polite. Nora bundled her in. Take care.
Gone.
But seed planted connection. Thin thread. Agency that night. Gloves on. Pics whispering lock. Inside. Files humming under fluorescence. Hack terminal. Password Hope123. Laughable. Pulled record. Lily Harlan Grant. Birth mother anonymous donor. But footnotes. Payout trace to Hargrove Shell. And a letter. Sealed. From Emily. To my daughter. If you read this, know I loved you enough to let go. Mommy's mistakes. Not yours. Find joy.
A.
Tears pricked traitor eyes. Pocketed copy. Wiped traces. Out before patrol.
Subaru to beach.
Waves crashing judgment. Sat on sand. Letter crumpling in fist. Daughter raised right. Mia Spector. Revenge? On whom now? Victor's ghost. Emily's shadow. Phone buzzed unknown. Harlan. We need to meet.
Cartel business.
M. Lieutenant Morales.
Tommy's contact.
Per files. Trap? Invite? Replied. Where?
Seattle.
Neutral. Tomorrow. Border hop. Fake passport strain. But through. Seattle's space needle pierce clouds. Market fishmongers hawking to tourists. Met in a pier warehouse.
Salt and diesel thick.
Morales. Wiry Mexican. Scar bisecting brow. Suit off rack. Flanked by two.
Holsters bulging.
Harlan. You killed my partner's killer. Respect. Victor?
No. My hit indirect.
Business. Victor owed. You settled. But Emily. She's ours. Books unfinished. Bring her. Debt clear. Or your family pays. Family. Lily.
Ben.
Leverage eternal. Timeline.
Week.
Or Vancouver burns. Deals struck. Handshake iron. Drove back. Rain sheeting. Mind storming. Emily hunted now by me.
For them.
Called her ghost line. Found her. She's happy. Stay away. Reply. Knew you would. Victor's alive. Faked it. Coming for us all. Twist again. Victor. Immortal cockroach. Rage renewed. But fractured. Protect the girl. End the cycle? Northbound. Mist thickening. Ghosts multiplied. But Lily's laugh anchored. For her. Perhaps mercy. Or not. The drive back from Vancouver was a funeral procession. The I-5 a gray ribbon unspooling through evergreens bowed by rain. My knuckles white on the wheel as if gripping fate's slippery throat. Seattle's warehouse meat lingered like bad dope. Morales' scar a map of betrayals. His threat a noose tightening around Lily's pigtails. Emily's text looped on the burner. Victor's alive. Faked it.
How?
Rico's splash. Weighted body double? Tech money buys miracles. Or deepfakes. Pulled over at a rest stop near Tacoma. Evergreens whispering conspiracies. Truckers lumbering past with eyes like hawks. Dialed Rico. Victor's ghosting. Check the river again. And Emily, find her. On it.
Jack.
But cartel? You're in deep shit. Deeper than Sing Sing. Hung up. Flask to lips. Bourbon burning path to numb. Back in New York by Red Eye. City's grit a welcome scar. Impala retrieved. Sophia waiting at the gym dead drop. Envelope in hand. Bruised knuckles. Fire undimmed. Rico says river's dry. But chatter. Victor surfaced in Miami. Private jet. Emily? Spotted in Queens. Dive bar. Queens. Home turf. Drove there dusk. Sodium lamps blooming orange. The old neighborhood a palimpsest of memories. Pizza joint where we met. Park bench, first kiss. Bar was McSorley's fake. Knockoff Irish. Smoke-hazed with dartboards pocked like battlefields. She sat corner booth. Hoodie shadowing face.
Pint half drunk.
Slid in opposite. Uninvited. Faked death? Classy. Her head snapped. Eyes hollowed, makeup smudged. Defiance cracked. Jack. You found her? Lily's fine.
Happy.
Leave it. She reached.
Tentative.
Thank you.
I.
Save it. Morales wants you.
Debts.
Her laugh shattered. Tommy's mess. Victor cleaned it. Then dirted more. Faked the hit to vanish debts, insurance scam.
Cartel buy-in.
I ran when you torched the servers. Ran to me? Or through? Why tell now? Because Victor's coming. For the girl. Leverage on me.
On you.
He knows.
Knows.
The word detonated.
How?
His AI. Tracks everything, cams.
Pings.
We're ghosts to him.
We.
Partnership forged in hell.
Plan.
End him. Together. For her. Temptation. Again. But Lena's voice echoed. She's poison. Night deepened. Bar emptying. One truth. The baby. Ours or Tommy's. Tears welled.
Yours.
DNA lied. Victor's forgery. Tests in the agency file. Truth, or deeper lie, pulled her out. Impala roaring to the flop. There, on the sagging bed, confession spilled, her terror post-miscarriage lie. Adoption to shield from Victor's grasp, framing me as desperate shield. I thought prison would protect you. Short sentence. Then reunion. Diluted. You destroyed us. Rebuild. Whisper. Lips brushing.
No.
Pushed away.
But weak.
Dawn found us tangled. Hate-laced lust. The city indifferent outside. Rico called noon. Victor's jet logs. Miami to Teterboro. Landing soon. Goons inbound. Prep frenzy. .38 cleaned. Rico's shotgun. Sophia's .22 for backup. Family style, she grinned. Loading. Stakeout at Victor's hangar. Jersey tarmac slick with drizzle. Private jets gleaming like predators. He emerged 6 p.m. Flanked by 4 Colombians. Tats peeking cuffs into black Escalade. Tailed to Manhattan. Meatpacking district. Warehouse party thumping bass. Infiltration. Sophia distraction at door.
Tres sin red.
Laugh disarming guards. Inside. Strobe chaos. Coke-dusted elites grinding. Victor in VIP cage. Emily's intel spot on. Slipped through throng. Sweat slick. Heart drum. Cage glass. Him barking orders to suits, deals sealing. Fentanyl futures traded like pork bellies. Rico nodded from shadows. Sophia texted clear. Breached cage. .38 to temple. Party's over.
Beak.
Gasps rippled. Music pounding oblivious. His eyes widened, then narrowed. Harlan. And the whore? Emily stepped from crowd. Face stone. Me. Betrayal? No, our play. She'd fed the location. Wired for sound. Feds.
Anonymous tip.
Victor lunged, but Rico's shotgun kissed ribs.
Easy.
Cartel won't like, he snarled. Neither do I. Thumbed hammer. For Lena. For Ben. For Lily. Emily's hand on mine. Steadying. Do it. Pull triggered. Silencer whisper. Brains misting glass. Bodies slumped. Partygoers screaming exodus. Out fast. Sirens prelude. Impala to Brooklyn. Drop Sophia. Rico to safe house. Alone with Emily. Flops dim. Blood scent clinging. It's done, she breathed. Not yet. Pulled the adoption letter.
Tossed.
Go to her. As aunt. Whatever. But I'm out. Us. No, door opened. Rain inviting. Forgive? Maybe. Love?
Dead.
She left. Cab fading.
Iset.
.38 heavy. Victory hollow. Morales's deadline loomed. Her delivery?
Nah.
Call him. Victor's done. Debt's clear? Laughter gravel.
For now.
But watch skies. Paranoia's gift. Weeks blurred. Job at Lena's hospital. Security grunt. Ben's games in yard. His trust rebuilding brick by brick. Twist came Christmas Eve. Package at door. Unmarked. Inside. DNA test. Official. Paternity confirmed. And a note. Merry Christmas,
Daddy.
Found this in Mom's things. Lily.
How?
Emily's doing. Final twist. Tears came. Real. Not the flower sobs.
Danielle de Vancouver. Elias?
It's Jack Harlan. We need to talk. Ending open, reunion? Intrusion? Debate eternal. But for once, the knife stayed sheathed. Revenge's cycle. Broken? Or just paused? Christmas in Astoria 2025 was a fragile truce. The air thick with pine sap from Lena's tree and the sharp tang of mulled wines spiked against the chill. Ben tore into presents with glee, wrapping paper snowdrifts on the rug, his laughter a balm on wounds still raw. Lena watched, eyes soft. The bruise faded to yellow memory. You did good, Jack. Staying clean.
Clean.
Parole speak for not dead or caged. The job at the hospital paid enough for rent. Nights patrolling halls where the dying whispered regrets. But Victor's ghost lingered. News buried a warehouse shooting. No leads. Feds circling blind. Morales silent. Cartel whispers on dark web forums hinting at power vacuums. New players sniffing old routes. The package from Lily haunted. Tucked in my duffel like contraband. DNA papers crisp. Her note in childish scrawl. How'd she get it? Emily's machination. No doubt. Her final play in a game where pawns became queens. I called Elias that night. Voice cracking over the line. Mr. Grant? Jack Harlan. Lily's biological father. Silence oceanic. Then measured. We've known. Agency contacted post-adoption.
Nora and I.
We decided openness. When she's ready. Ready. At 5? I don't want to disrupt.
Just.
Know her. Pictures. Maybe. Visit. Spring. She asks questions. Whales. Stars. You could answer.
Spring.
Hope season. Treacherous. Hung up. Chest tight. Ben's Uncle Jack. Look, pulling me back, a Lego tower.
Precarious as my peace.
New Year's brought the storm. Burner buzzed. Unknown. Harlan. Loose end.
Meet.
Central Park. Bethesda Fountain. Midnight. Emily. Trap. Armored up knife. .38. Vest undercoat. Impala to the garage. Subway to 72nd. Park nocturnal. Paths iced. Lamps haloed in fog. Fountain frozen. Angel statue weeping stone tears. She waited, bundled in wool. Breath clouding. Not Emily, Sophia.
Cigarette amber glowing.
Rico scent. Trouble.
Spill. Morales.
Victor's death? Cartel thinks you're hero. Wants in partnership. But Emily. She's talking. To feds. Immunity deal. Spilling all. Betrayal redux. Where? Witness protection.
Callie.
But she slipped. Mention Lily. Morales knows. Fuck. Drove Fury to the flop. Called Lena. Locked doors. I'm coming. Astoria streets slick. Shadows lengthening. House dark, too dark. Burst in. Lights flicking, empty. Ben's toys strewn. Lena's note, gone to mom's.
Call.
Relief. Then dread. Phone to Emily's ghost. You sold us. Reply, protecting her. Feds offer safety. For Lily. For you.
Me.
Pawn eternal. Rage dialed Morales. Talk. His voice. Silk over razor. Harlan.
Join or die.
Emily's ours now. Fetch price. Name it.
You.
And the girl.
No.
Impala to Jersey. Rico's safe house. Brick row home. Christmas lights mocking. He answered, shotgun ready. Sophia behind. Eyes fierce. Plan. End it. Morales's crew 3.
Per chatter.
Hit their stash house. Bronx. Night raid. Snow flurrying. Warehouse off 149th. Chain link rattling. Breached silent. Guards slumped chloroform. Inside crates stamped bananas. White death within. Morales waited. Lounge chair thrown. Cigar smoke veiling. Harlan. Ballsy. Rico flanked. Sophia high ground catwalk. Game over. He rose. Slow. Pistol glinting. Emily first. Then the kid.
Trigger itch.
But twist. Door crashed. Feds swarming. Vests. Shouts. Down.
Emily Stipp.
Chaos. Shots cracking. Morales diving cover. Rico returning fire. Sophia picking off goons. I tackled Morales. Knee to gut. .38 to throat. For Victor. Pull, blood arc. Body jerking. Feds cuff me. But Agent Ruiz. Latina sharp, stand down. Your witness. Harlan. Emily's deal covers. Emily. Stepped from shadows. Cuffed but calm. Jack. It's over. Over?
You used me.
Again. For Lily. Testimony seals it. Cartel dismantled. Victor's empire dust. Lena's safe. Ben home by dawn. My arraignment waived. Plea for past. Reduced to time served. Spring bloomed. Vancouver flight booked. Lily met me at park. Swing creaking. Elias watchful.
Nora smiling tentative.
Daddy, she asked. Ice cream cone dripping. Yeah. Kid. Swing push gentle. Her giggle wind chimes. Emily watched from bench. Distant aunt now. Eyes wet. Forgiveness? Debatable. Happy? For some. But the knife's echo lingered. Revenge's price. Blood and bonds. No winner's clean. As sun dipped, Lily's hand in mine small but sure, I whispered to the wind. Flowers were a start. This, the bloom.